the field goal. He's got the premiership.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Touchline Between the Sticks. If you're new here, please smash the like button, comment down below, subscribe to our channel. If you haven't watched the vlog yet, it's already up on YouTube already. And yeah, boys, what a crazy week of the footy, eh?
Yeah, it was a good week of footy, especially at Combank. We got the win. This week wasn't a lot of underdogs winning. This week we sort of got the favourites winning as opposed to round 2 where it was a pretty shock round. But yeah, it was a good game of footy. We'll delve deep into maybe a few of the rounds.
With you saying that, we'll talk about actually the first game that happened on Thursday last week, Melbourne and Panthers. Now that was a very surprising game the way it turned out. You see Melbourne just coming out very strong. Even when Nathan Cleary was in the squad, I think it was 12-0 at one point with Cleary in the team, if I'm correct. But yeah, ever since Cleary got out, I think Panthers just had to switch on. When one of the best player in the game, the best player in your team is out, that is where your team needs to step up. And credit to Panthers with the young squad they had there. They had a few experienced players there. They really dealt well with Melbourne Storm. Melbourne Storm only played good for like 15 minutes. But overall, Panthers should be proud with the way they performed. Yeah. They were in the game from, say, minute 20 to minute 80. So, yeah, credit to them. And Melbourne, it was a bit worrying from them.
Yeah, it was. Look, both teams played very, very good. But there was a lot of things happening on the field. A lot of injuries. What about that collision as well with Jerome Hughes and Nathan Cleary. And he had to get off the field as well. But then they struggled a bit, but then they bounced back a little bit. They put a few tries in. But they shouldn't be ashamed of themselves. They should be proud of themselves. Like, at least they fought back, and it was a close game by 6 points, which it wasn't that bad.
Like, it was close, and then there was sloppy moments where, like, Panthers would score, and then they'll have another chance, another set to go, and then they'll just lose at 20-meter line, and then Melbourne would just capitalise on it.
Yeah, so no, it's fine. They're always in the game, Panthers. Yeah. It's not like nothing to worry about. I mean, they've won 4 in a row, so it doesn't matter if they lose the next 10.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if they have a bad season.
But in a way, I think I personally see it as a Panthers win in a way, because if Cleary's there, they get the job done. People were writing off Panthers, without, of course, Dylan Edwards, the form Melbourne have in, the fact that Panthers had lost against the Roosters the week before. And just to top it off, Nathan Cleary gets concussed, taken off HI, then ruled out for the game. So things just got worse for Panthers, but they dug in. Alamotti smashed it. And, even their fullback, not sure his name, but he really stepped up. So it just shows that their system, no matter who's playing, they always show their fight. They show how the system works. And again, that's just evident about, if they have no Cleary, they have no, Dylan Edwards, this team can still make finals. Maybe not win the grand final without these key players, but they can still go a long way and cause problems to, many teams. They were doing it to Melbourne, the runners-up in the competition in last year. So the fact that Panthers took them to the end of the game was very impressive.
You mentioned about Nathan Cleary. I honestly feel that even if it was in the squad, I still think they would have lost. Just because you look at it, if Cleary was there, I think Melbourne would have taken the game a bit more seriously. They would have focused and kept Nathan Cleary quiet and just stick to the game plan. And when Nathan Cleary came off, that is when I think they just were not too scared of Panthers, what they can do. They just were a bit too complacent. And I think if Cleary was there, like I said, Melbourne would have had a plan. And just, I feel Cleary without him being in the squad, Panthers just had to step it up. So it just shows with and without Cleary, I still think they would have just lost the game by edge. What happened on Thursday?
Again, I think probably they would have won, but
the next game we're going to talk about is the Dolphins and Tigers one.
The Dolphins and West Tigers, man. What an amazing game, man. Yeah. I know they were down by 18-6. Honestly, Dolphins were playing very good at the start. I think it was Jack what's his name? Jack
Bostock.
Jack Bostock, first try. That was good, but then he started to rub it on the Tigers' face with Tom Gilbert.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it before. I think it was half-time. But then all you see, Tigers just bounced back second half, and they took control. The attack was good. The fence was good. Jerome Luai controlled everything on that field. The forward pack, they made a lot of meters, more than Dolphins.
Was very good.
But then I think Dolphins, sorry to say, but I think they got too, I don't want to say, complacent, but not cocky. But then Tigers rubbed it back into their faces.
And with the Tigers, you look at their defense. It's been 3 games. They've only conceded 34 points, which is very impressive. Last year we were successful because of the back end of our defense. So you're seeing Tigers with that system, and they're looking good defensively, and if they can just stay focused in that defense,
Yeah.
And I still think, yes, they're scoring like 30 points. They scored 32
last
but
week.
I still think
Yeah.
they can even score more. There's so many chances that
They
they're
are.
missing. They're losing the ball. They're knocking it on.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they're just running it on fifth tackle. They're still missing that cutting edge.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're still scoring 32 points, 30 points is a
Yeah.
very good sign. I understand it's Dolphins and it's Eels.
Yeah.
But still, man, we look where the Tigers were 3 in a row on the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
So regardless who they're versing, these are the teams that are sort of on their level.
Yeah.
And they're smashing them. So I really think we're going to see Tigers. We're going to see the Dogs of 2024 in the Tigers this year.
Yeah, but can I ask you something? Like, look, how you mentioned about 3-0, like wooden spoon. I think this year is about to change because the way how Benji Marshall took him to that camp in Queensland, they had to dug deep inside and out of that training session every single hour. I watched the whole documentary. It wasn't easy. It was very intense. He actually pushed them hard with those personal trainers and boot camp trainers. They're saying, you want to play good this year? You got to step up and you got to push hard and you got to motivate yourself every single day. From the old age to the young age, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's those boot camps that can really push them hard.
From
and
Penrith to Canterbury Bulldogs to now West Tigers. I find Tigers now, I think they're starting to waken up now. They want to be in the top 8 this year.
Like, fair point I said about that boot camp.
Yeah.
Those moments, those training moments can just really strengthen their minds mentally. It can make them prepared. And with the struggles they've been going through for the last 3 years, that was the time to just focus and just get all those bad seasons, bad times out of their heads and focus on a new chapter. And that boot camp has really helped them, like you said, Anthony.
Yeah.
So, good point.
Yeah, no, Tigers are looking good this year, that's for sure. I tipped them. I tipped them to be better than last year. So, as Samuel said, they probably are like the 2024 Dogs.
Yeah,
absolutely. But what's good about Jerome Luai and Sonia River, they're bringing their own experience from Penrith to Tigers to help the young squad as well, and even the juniors as well.
Yeah.
But now that was good signing for them, not just with Luai and River. You got Royce Hunt. He's a big forward as well. Jack Bird. Terrell May as well. Terrell May is playing exceptional as well. Skelton as well.
The whole team, the whole team's playing good. But let's move on now to the final game. We're going to review the Bulldogs and the Eels. Now that was a very tough, gritty game. Performance-wise, it was a more defensive, gutsy win from the Bulldogs. Probably nothing in attack really. We didn't show anything. Props to the Eels. They did come to play. They really took us all the way to the 80th minute to finally us to seal the game with the 2 points. Again, we're 3 wins in a row. We're happy. We haven't had 3 wins in a row in years. I think the last
since 2012 actually. That's what they said since 2012. Bill.
I don't think we've ever had 4 in a row at the start. So this could be the first time.
If we do this week, it could happen.
Yeah, the performance-wise wasn't the best defensively. It was pretty solid. But yeah, on Josh Addo-Carr, I didn't agree with a lot of the booing. Again, like he stuck with us to the good and bad times. He was there. People make mistakes in their lives, and again, I really feel for Josh Addo-Carr going through what he went through. He loves the Bulldogs. Even when he left on the Let's Shot podcast, he was really upset. He didn't really want to talk about it because he goes, "I really love the club," and to receive that treatment, look. Again, I'm not for it because he's been a very fantastic player for us.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
Like hearing those
doing that,
Fox is a wanker. Yeah, that really got to me, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like just 6 months ago, we're cheering for this guy. No matter what he did, bro, he brought the culture back to
100%.
for the doggies and their fans. Like he was the first big signing in our club.
That's
to
right.
make fans, actually believe again. Like when we didn't believe in the Dogs team prior to Addo-Carr getting signed with the Dogs. So like he was that first player to burst in the door. His Let's Shot slogan. Everyone started buying his apparel. Everyone started praising him at the games, asking for photos. Kids loved him, and then to see that treatment at the game against Para, honestly, it's like it made me realize just in general, as much as you love someone, if they just do you wrong by the slightest, bro, it's so easy like that for someone to switch on you.
And don't forget we made the Fox banner too.
Yeah, and that's bro, I love the Fox. No matter what he did,
he
at the say, look, he's
a superstar.
Kind of stuffed up our chances last year, but fuck it, bro. I'm always gonna love Foxy, bro.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've I agree. I've never had anything against him. He's made a mistake. We all do make mistakes, man. Look at all the players in the NRL in the past. Made super mistakes, worse than what he's probably done. But yeah, he's moved on. I have nothing against Josh Addo-Carr. I think he's helped our club, what Sammy said, and Bill develop. I think with his arrival has brought many players to join the club because of Josh Addo-Carr. Without him, I think would have not been in a position, because he has brought a different culture to the club with his interaction with the players, with the fans, and it has really helped us during these difficult times when things were bad. He was there helping us and making the players and the fans laugh. So I love Addo-Carr, nothing against him, man, and all the best.
Even on the mic up where he was on the wing telling the players.
I remember that.
He was the first big signing we got, the first signing of our rebuild. And then as Shabal said, then people saw, okay, look, Addo-Carr's in this team. We'll get Burden in. Then Burden came in. Then we got Kikau in, Crichton in.
And then
it all started from Josh Addo-Carr. So, domino effect. So, again, I don't agree with the booing. I don't agree with the disrespect. People make mistakes. And,
I don't understand how people can just hate a guy that quick. Yeah. I get it. Again, to my point, I probably previously said this on a podcast. Like what he did was like bad, bro. Like, or like I don't believe he actually did it. But anyways, that's a story for another time. But this guy is like always gonna be in my eyes like one of the Bulldogs greats, and to treat a great like that, a legend. Bro, you could say he's a legend of the Dogs. Spending what he spent 4 years of the Dogs, helped us a lot through the troubling years, man. And to treat a great player like that is actually disgusting, because let's face it, bro, Addo-Carr, I reckon he was on that field saying, shit, I wish I was still playing for the Dogs.
He probably did. He has that thoughts, man. We've seen what Sammy said about the podcast. You can see he's not happy. Of course he's happy about being in a new club, but he regrets that decision, what he did, and just he wish he can be at the club.
It's tough for Josh Addo-Carr.
But push to the side about the game as well. Look, don't get me wrong, the game was good, but it wasn't enough. What we saw second half, it wasn't that great.
Every set we finished on the 30-meter line.
Yeah, I know. And look, to be honest, 80% of the time we were defending more than attacking as well. Right. I thought maybe we should beat Parramatta like a big massive score. I would say like 40-12 or 40-6, but it just didn't happen. But I know the weather wasn't the greatest too. But look, I understand that kick out and what's saying Burden wasn't there. I understand. It happens, but I'll take the win. But we should do better than that. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, that's what I think.
Yeah, I knew that it was going to be closer than everyone thought.
No, you were right. Bro,
actually, I think I said 18-10 was the final.
Yeah, that's what you said,
bro.
Before.
Like I just know if you got a losing streak, you face the Bulldogs. We're lucky we got that win. Yeah. We're lucky our defense is half decent.
We're lucky there.
Bro, our defense like crushed them. Like that's why they didn't score that last try. Yeah. Could we have done better? Yeah, bro, 100%. But at the same time, it's like fuck. You make do with what you had on the field, and what we had was a 18-10. 18 to 16 to 10 final score, or 16 to 8 final score.
So I don't know.
So like at the it's just you take the 2 points and you
take
run
the
with
it. But you have to move on.
We move on to round 4 quickly. As we always do every week, round 3 player of the week. I'm going for Payne Haas. I think that's a no-brainer.
I'm going to go Payne Haas too.
Yeah, I think go Payne Haas. Payne Haas played exceptional.
That lot, bro.
Is he
that line break he made? He made it look like he's a fullback.
The try as well.
I know
that was crazy.
It's too early on, and like he hasn't won a premiership, but is he the best forward in the game?
Yeah,
of all time.
Well, he will get there.
I think he will.
Well, I think he's a good player. He's good player at the moment right now. He's actually pushing up and stepping up right now. Okay. I think he's doing exceptional. I've got no complaints about him.
Okay, round 4 tips. Let's quickly go through it.
Round 4 tips. Let's get it right now. Sorry, boys.
Rabbitohs, Panthers.
Rabbitohs, Penrith. So we got South Sydney and Penrith. Who do you have?
Panthers.
I'm sticking with Penrith.
I'm going Panthers. No Cleary. Humphries does look good for Rabbitohs, but I think Panthers will bounce back.
Yeah, Panthers.
Yep.
And our special guest.
Who's our
special guest? Is Roosters Mania TV. Shout out to their channel, man. They've just started. They're growing slowly. They just do Roosters content, so make sure you give them a subscribe and follow on their social media accounts. But yeah, they're going Panthers as well.
Okay. Next game we got Roosters and Gold Coast Titans.
I'm tipping Roosters, but I won't be surprised if it's a shock win for the Titans, but I'll go Roosters.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the same too, because Titans played good against Newcastle. I know it was sloppy, but Roosters, I think they'll be comfortable to win.
Bill?
Roosters, yeah.
Okay, and I'm going Roosters as well. And Roosters main TV, of course, they're choosing Roosters.
I thought they'd choose, what's his name?
Titans.
Bashara believed me for a second.
Nah, I didn't. No way.
Okay, next game, Anthony.
Next game, we got Dolphins and Broncos.
This one usually produces a good match.
Yeah.
Dolphins 3 losses in a row.
They're trying, but they're trying.
They're putting some effort in. Herbie Farnell smashing it. But yeah, Broncos at Suncorp. Yeah, Broncos.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Broncos as well. It's going to be a 14 plus. I think it's going to be a big domination game.
Yeah, I'm going Broncos as well. It's actually Dolphins home ground at Suncorp, but yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, Broncos.
Broncos and Roosters main TV, they're going for Broncos.
As well. Saturday game, 3 o'clock. We got Dragons versus Melbourne Storms.
Yeah, Melbourne. Dragons don't get their first win. So yeah, Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Melbourne.
Big win.
Yeah, I think Storm.
Yeah,
They'll
Storm.
win. Yeah,
And
Roosters,
as well.
they're going Storm as well.
All right, next game, we got 5:30, Cowboys and Raiders.
Now, this could be a very
Even
50-50.
game, yeah,
I
even,
think
yeah.
Cowboys, that will be really looking for their first win. Raiders just got hammered by Manly, so that confidence will drop a bit. But I still think Raiders forward pack will push them to get the win. Yes, I'm going Raiders.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Raiders. After that loss against Manly, I think that wasn't enough. So I think they're going to bounce back and be more confident. But with Cowboys, I'm not too sure about it, but I think I'm going to stick with Raiders.
Yeah, same Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders.
Raiders
yeah.
and Roosters Mania. They're going Cowboys, actually.
Okay.
So they've gone different.
well.
Yeah.
All right,
Next
game, we got Sharks and Bulldogs. 7:30.
I back my boys
yeah.
always. I've said that multiple times. Even Sammy said that when my team's doing good,
Yeah.
I'll be an idiot just to tip against them, and I'm tipping for Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm tipping Dogs.
Yeah, I'm tipping with Dogs as well.
Fucking think with your head, bro. We barely
look.
beat Para.
But look, I want to.
I think it's just one of those games.
We're a good team now. I know Sharks. When you look at their forward pack,
Bro,
they're
they'll
gonna
kill
beat
us. They'll eat us.
Exactly, and the way we played against Parramatta, they'll destroy us. But I'm backing my team, and I think if we're on our A game, we
we'll
can
get
really cause an upset. Look, we beat Melbourne last
But
game.
that's an if we're on our A game. We're playing at Shark Park too, so I don't think our record. We didn't win last time.
Since last time.
No, last one was 2011.
11. Yeah, that's bad.
So we
but
could break the
again, when Bulldogs are doing good, when Bulldogs were bad, I'd always tip against them for competition reasons. But now they're doing good, and I will never ever tip against them. And I'm
fair
going
enough.
Bulldogs.
But I like to think with my head sometimes.
Yeah.
I'd say, bro, Sharks forward pack's gonna eat us alive, bro.
Yeah, Fanor
Bro,
Blake.
yeah, man.
Blake,
Cora,
Hazelton.
Guys, straight down the middle, man. I swear to you, bro.
Oh.
Especially now with Burden and Kiko out. What the
It
Yeah,
is
I
a
know.
big miss.
And you got Nico Hines, Will Kennedy, all
bro,
that.
we barely beat Para. Para was that one team that lost against Tigers, and we could barely beat them. What makes you think Sharks?
But then-
Hopefully I get proven wrong.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone clips this and
last time
there's some big edit about
tipped
Sharks losing against the Dogs. So
You tipped Dragons first round, I remember that.
maybe
They
it's
look
a
at
real
Panthers. They
reverse
lost against
psychology.
Roosters. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
season's weird. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on Dogs.
Roosters Mania TV, they're back in Sharks.
Sharks. Okay, so next game we got Manly v Parramatta. I think Manly's going to win.
Yeah, Manly.
Comfortable.
Manly.
Yeah, I say Manly.
Manly.
Another big win.
Manly
Massive, yeah.
for Roosters Mania TV as well.
Shout out to Cherry Evans.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
And
the
there's
next
a talk
topic. We'll
about
get
it.
that.
Yeah, we'll
He's
get
gonna
into
start
that.
talking
No, I never
go.
said that.
Quickly,
No,
last game.
No, I never said that.
No,
All right, the
no,
last game. All right, the last game of the week.
No.
We've got Tigers and Warriors. I'm going to back up Tigers. The way how they defeat Dolphins second half, I think they're going to be.
They haven't been at home for the last 2 games, so
Yeah.
their fans it's going to be electric
gonna
at
be-
the
it's gonna be
atmosphere.
crazy.
Stadium.
Again, the first game of the season against Knights, the fans were pumped and
Yeah.
they failed to deliver. So again, it could be Tigers fail. They might fail to deliver. It's going to be a very close game, but I'll tip Tigers just. I
Yeah, I'm
think
going
Warriors
Tigers.
are in form again. So yeah, both teams 2 wins in a row, but I
I'm going Tigers.
think Tigers should get the win.
Bill?
Yeah, Tigers.
Tigers and Roosters Mania?
Tigers as well.
Tigers as well.
Okay, yeah, that's a wrap up to the round 4 preview. Now let's talk about the big news. Daly Cherry Evans finally his Manly career will come to an end at the end of the season. He's been there since 2011, where he first won the premiership with them. And then I remember in, I think, 2013, he signed a deal with the Titans, somewhere around that year. And then
It was 2015.
one of those years, backflipped again, stayed at Manly. But yeah, he's leaving. He's confirmed. And do you think he retires? Do you think he leaves? On the Sunday footy show, the Wide World Sports, he goes that he's looking like he's going to continue to play. There's a lot of offers. Roosters, you got Dolphins in the mix, probably to Titans.
Even Parramatta as well.
Parramatta probably.
Yeah.
So where do you think he goes?
I don't see why he's moving.
I don't know.
He's that one player you think like would be a one club player.
Yeah, I know.
I can't see him in another jersey other than like a Titans. But like, I just don't see why he wants to move at the end of his career. You could have just, you made enough money.
What's happened? I think this is a similar situation with one of our players. I think Michael Ennis with Hazard. So he's wanted a 2-year contract. I think, but last year, end of the season, but they didn't want to give him at all a contract. And then December, I think he made a decision that he wanted to leave and make a decision because he felt like he was disrespected, sort of. Because like he's a legend of the club, and like they should give him. Of course, they want to like focus on the future. They want to grow their system and their young players. But I think with the sort of player Cherry Evans is, I think he deserved that 2-year contract. He's been a long server of the club. He's helped their club making finals, won a premiership. So I feel in a way he has been disrespected, and I think he's taken that to heart. And I think this time he's very certain that he doesn't want to sign at the club, even though they've offered him another contract. So with Cherry Evans, with him not being offered that contract earlier, it does affect him. But yeah, I think he's made the right decision.
Yeah, and I think they offered. So I think once he announced he wants to leave, made it official, I think then they offered him to try and keep it, and he probably felt in a way now they want to give me the contract. So I think, again, sometimes I remember when Josh Reynolds left, it was very upsetting. So it's going to be a tough one for the Manly fans. Like, again, we all have our problems with DCE in the game, but he's a very good player, a great player of the sport. And again, I personally think he'll go to Queensland, either Dolphins or Titans. I think Titans will be a very good home for him, with Des Hazard there, Kieran Foran there. He has some good friends there, so I think he can really gel in there and settle in properly. Dolphins, again, would be a good option for him. His experience, he can help a young team and, bring them, out of the dumps, because right now they're struggling. So, yeah, I think one of the Queensland teams would be an appropriate destination for him.
Anthony, what do you think? Where's he going?
Look, it's a hard decision, man. Look, he's played exceptional all his career since 2011, like how Samuel said. He's won premierships. He's represented Queensland Maroons as well. He's won the the Queensland.
He's won a World Cup, I'm pretty sure. With
Australia and that. With the club wise, I'm not too sure. It's hard to make a decision for that. He probably could go back to Queensland, or he sticks with the New South Wales club.
Roosters.
Either Roosters maybe to give him maybe a boost. It could happen like that, or it goes to Parramatta. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell, man. Like,
it is hard,
but it's his decision, anyways. End of the day. Look, so
for me, I think, I don't know. Like, of course, he would be keen to win another premiership.
Yeah.
Titans, I think, just something about that team where they've got a good squad, but I just don't know if they're capable of winning a premiership anytime soon. So if he does want to win a premiership, I think Roosters is the best club to go to. You've got a squad they've got enough money to spend. They can sign a few more players. They've got Reece Robson coming back. They've still got Tedesco. If Cherry Evans was to join, that's a great spine there. So yeah, I think Roosters is probably the best destination to win a premiership. If it was to he's planning to just end his career nice and slowly, just enjoy his time back home in Queensland, I think it's either Titans or Dolphins. Personally, I think Roosters will go.
I just think he should just retire. No, I'm being serious. No, I'm being dead set.
In a good term. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we have our differences with DCE, but I just think it's time for him, bro. Bro, I genuinely think he should just stay, even regardless of his relationship with Manly and whatever that he's got going on there. I feel like, bro, like, he's been talking about retiring anyways, but I think he just said his body still can keep up with NRL. He said that with but like, bro, like, cut your, finish up while you're still strong, Well, what else you got to do? Yeah. You played Origin, you won premierships. Yeah. Why would you move to another club, upset your whole fan base, and and potentially, I won't tarnish his legacy, but I don't know. In a way, it does, because he's a one-man club. He's like the Paul Gallen of Sharks. You know what I mean? We never saw Paul Gallen, playing any other team but Sharks. Look, I feel like he's that one player that should never ever leave Manly or leave a club.
Yeah, he said he'll make a decision by. I'm pretty sure the end of the season. So if Manly were to win a premiership, I think that's the perfect ending. You
I think so. But he's been in the game for 14, 15 years since 2011.
Yeah.
So
it would be interesting to see how the fans react.
Yeah.
Personally, if they boo, I think that'd be very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Again, he's been there for many years. He's helped them. He's won them a premiership. So again, I'm not saying they will, but if they do, it'd be very disrespectful. Like, I'd never boo Josh Jackson, who's been our loyal server, who had many great offers from many clubs when we were struggling. He still stayed through thick and thin. So So if he was to go to another club for his own sake, for his own family, to have a new challenge, I'd never ever boo him. So I hope Manly fans don't boo him. As much as, again, we have differences with Cherry Evans, that would be the wrong thing.
It's okay for Doggies fans to boo him.
It would be alright.
Obviously.
And
Remember that, Bashara?
How much he enjoys playing in front of Dogs fans, because he knows that banter between the fans and he
Because
himself.
Dogs Manly is always like a massive game.
We blur the line with banter sometimes, bro.
We go too far.
But we'll see what happens with Cherry Evans.
Now, Kalen Ponga, he's another guy that's linked with multiple clubs, rugby union. You've got Sydney Roosters. Does he remain at the Knights now? Knights are offering him a $2 million deal per year for the next 4 years. Now, think about it. They just signed Dylan Brown for $14 million for 10 years, is it?
Yeah, $14 million for 10 years.
They've got apparently enough still in the salary cap that won't go over.
Well, they're getting rid of Thompson.
They're getting rid of Thompson, exactly. I think Jaden Brayley might be off the club soon. So should Ponga stay at Knights? Do you think Ponga's considering, you know what, we've signed Dylan Brown. We've got a good squad, a nice back line that he can work with Bradman Best, Marju. Is it the right decision for him to stay at the club with, can they win the premiership in the next 5 years? If he was to stay for the next 4 years, or should he just join Roosters?
Bro, look, to be honest, bro, I don't see they might win the premiership or not, but with that money-wise, I'd rather put him at Roosters. You need a fresh up, man. I think you need to get out of that club, start being yourself who you are, because, he's been struggling the last couple of years.
No, but this is really
he's been all right. He's been good. I'm not going to write him off. He's a good player. But I think he needs a fresh up, man. I think he needs...
I think we've seen the best of Ponga. Look, I'm a critic of Ponga. 3 years ago, I thought he was overrated. I think inconsistent. The money he was on, he wasn't performing to the levels of Tedesco, Dylan Edwards, all those elite fullbacks. But ever since 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago. That year from onwards, he's been performing, and I think he's worth that amount of money. I think he's really stepped up, and I think he suits to be at a club like Knights. I think that's the most suitable club for him. He doesn't need to go to Roosters and adapt again to the way they play. He might struggle, and it's not always green on the other side. So I think Knights, if they can keep this structure wherever they're going with signing Dylan Brown, they can be on a rise to a premiership. I genuinely believe that.
Well, what do you think, Bill?
Yeah, I think the same as Shabelle. I feel like just with the addition of Dylan Brown coming in next year, I feel like he'll only work wonders with Kalen Ponga.
With Kalen Ponga, I think there's no reason for him to leave. He looks happy at the Knights. Both parties suit well with each other. I think I personally see him being at the Knights for the rest of his career. I honestly feel he's he's of course a good captain, good leadership skills, and again, he's worth that money. Right now, he's worth that money. He's smashing it right now. He won the Daily M a few years ago. He's back on good form. And again, with Dylan Brown coming in, there's a good vibe around the Knights right now. They're back-to-back finals in 2023, 2024. So again, it'd be stupid for him to leave. Personally, I don't think Roosters are anywhere near a premiership than people think. I think they're pretty far off right now with what's going with them, the players that have left. And I'd say that probably if Knights can buy a few more extra players, Knights are, who knows, very close to a premiership than people think. Because they do, you look at the edges, they've got Frizzell. They've got is it Dylan Lucas? So they've got
still got Safidi as well.
So their forward pack, maybe they need another forward with Leah Thompson leaving.
Yeah, but the problem is they're halves, man. Jack Cogger and
Jack Cogger,
Dylan Brown's going to step up next year. He's
but Fletcher Sharp has been smashing out number 7.
Yeah, Sharp.
So they got Fletcher Sharp and Dylan Brown. That's a great combo. Then you got of course Ponga,
Marju, Gagai, all those.
They've got a good squad. Ponga has to stay, and then we'll see what happens with that.
And quickly, if the coach was to struggle, I think they need another coach. Because he's the one that's heading to season with pressure. Every year he's that coach that's under pressure. So if things don't go right this year, I think they need another coach to get them to a preliminary final. To a grand final.
Would you put maybe a former Newcastle coach, a player, say Danny Badiris or any other legend?
We spoke about Matty Johns a few weeks ago. That could be a question, but we have to wait.
Could be an option. We'll have to wait and see
what happens. The last we're going to talk about another transfer news, Lachlan Galvin. Now the question is, do you reckon he will join not the Tigers, the Parramatta Eels?
Nah, I don't think so.
He did want to leave, but I don't know about Parra.
Look, again, Bill's right. He did want to leave, but I think he'd be stupid again. Eels are on a rebuild. I don't see them getting better in the next 2 years, 2-3 years. look at Tigers, man. They're now finally starting to be a club.
Yeah.
They've got good players, Terumay, Luai, Taruva, Skelton. They've got a very good squad, and that's going to elevate his game. If he goes to Para, he's going to struggle again.
Absolutely,
you know? And I understand why he'd probably want to leave last year because, again, Tigers are doing terrible.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's the wrong mentality for a kid at 19. They've given you the opportunity to play, took you away from Eels who didn't want you. They've gave you the opportunity, and good on him for staying.
Yeah.
And again, it'd be dumb for him to leave.
I'm going to differ. I think he would actually leave for Parramatta Eels. Reason because he's a Parramatta fan.
Yeah.
He's grown up as a Parramatta fan. I know one of us, if say we were at a club like, let's say Melbourne Storm, who were performing well, they just won a grand final. I'm telling us 100%, if Borders were coming down and they weren't performing well, you would accept that deal. And that's how I'm feeling. I'm putting myself in Lachlan Galvin. He's definitely thinking, this could be the only chance I get a chance to join my club that I've loved and I've grown up watching. You look at Reid Marnie. He had an offer from Dogs and instantly joined because that's the club he grew up and grew up in his youth days. So I honestly think Galvin can join, and his agent, his manager is Anthony Moses, or is it Anthony Moses or Isaac
I'm
Moses?
not too sure, to be honest.
Well, one of them, he's cousins with Mitchell Moses. So that's a connection right there that Mitchell Moses can try and speak with Anthony Moses or Isaac Moses, whatever his name is, and try and get Galvin at the club. So that's how I see it.
Look, I think he should stay at Tigers, bro. That combination with him and Luai, they're actually building it up slowly, because now Jerome Luai came into the club. I think he's going to give him a lot of like tips and, you know, like combinations, how they're going to suit each other. But I don't want him to leave. Like, he's still young. I think he's got a massive future in himself to be a Tiger, man. Like, if he goes to Parramatta, like what you said, Sam, he could probably fuck up. Like, I'm being serious. Like, he could fuck up.
Strong use of words, bro.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like if he's only doing himself a disservice by going to Parramatta Eels because they're on a slope right now. The Tigers are going up. We're just starting to see through the cracks of what the Tigers are capable of. So, like, bro, like, I reckon just stick it out, man. Like, stick it out, the Tigers. You got a great pairing with Luai, great team around you.
And you got a good coach as well.
Believe in Benji Marshall, man. One of the greats of the game. And who is, you know, somewhat maybe this year earning his stripes at the Tigers. So, wait it out, man. What's the rush? You're still young.
He's still young, man. He's got a big future in him.
And as you said, I think he'll have many opportunities to go to the Eels in his future. He builds up his image, build up his career, maybe win a premiership. Who knows?
Exactly.
And then he's still 19 or something. Come 27, you can join the Eels. Like,
and
he has
higher money.
Maybe,
It's not that it's like, it can work like that, but that's if Eels need him. If Eels really
but still, if someone as high as class as him, he has a high ceiling. If he reaches that ceiling, Eels are gonna give him all the money he needs. And the fact that he's an Eels fan, they have that extra, chance advantage on him to get him in. So again, there's a time for him to come, but I think now's not the time for him.
It's not the time, bro. He's been playing so consistent. He's playing so good. His focus is like on the same page as everyone else. He should not get distracted by anything.
Fair point.
I think he needs to stay at the Tigers at the moment because he's still young. Got a massive future in him. I think he shouldn't be leaving.
Okay, before the pod wraps up, we're going to bring back the Player Pro we did last year, an old segment last season.
Well, it's Pod Probe. Actually, I'll just
Pod Probe? That's what's called now?
Pod Probe.
No,
Did I say Player Probe?
Like,
Podcast Probe. I'm used to the footy show. The question is...
He tried to doubt me.
Sorry.
Do you think the NRL should introduce like a cup competition so a team can have a better chance of winning a trophy?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be a very good chance. Like, again, we only have 16 teams. Once every month, a team plays a game in the middle of the week for a mini cup trophy. It's something else. Again, like the Titans, like the average teams at Knights. This is a chance for them to claim a trophy. Now, again, the main prize, of course, is the NRL Premiership. But again, it gives an excitement to fans. You know, imagine going to a cup final. Yes, it's not the Premiership, but again, it's still a cup final, a chance to win something. You know, you look at Premier League, soccer, you have the Champions League, you have the World Cup, you have
UFA
all these
as well.
things. You have all these things that get fans excited for things, and it builds up the club's history. So I think it's a very good idea to bring just a small cup, a knockout round with the 17 teams, and then whoever reaches the final wins the trophy. I think it's a good idea.
Like, people say the NRL can't do it. We've got State of Origin, we've got the Australian World Cup, etc., etc. But I feel the NRL, if every other sport has it, look, like Sammy said, World Cup is in what's it called?
It's always the end of the year. Yeah,
you've got tennis have their own World Cup, so there's always a way and there's always a plan to make another competition. It is possible. They have the
but
money.
It's not as big, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The sport's not big.
But what I'm trying to say, just within the country and within the
because
it's a great way.
Yeah.
For example, Eels have won a trophy for 40 years. I know it's not a premiership, but just imagine if they had a cup competition like this and they just win it. It's just a taste of silverware, and that can.
No, but there's no point, bro.
Yeah, but we're gonna fit that in. That's the
no
question
point.
mark.
You look at Dogs. How bad were in like those periods?
Yeah.
Imagine there was like a competition.
But winning those trophies make you realize, fuck, bro, I need to win the big one.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
what.
At the same time, it's like, bro, it's actually embarrassing. If you win one, you'd be like, fuck, I can't win the other, but I can't win the big one.
That's what I mean.
But that's why they bring it in.
Yeah,
because it gives these.
They bring it in because you can't win the big one. So what's
exactly,
the point?
yeah,
for
I know.
example, I'm gonna bring soccer. If you,
It's not like you can't win it. It's just you're at a point where you're not gonna win it, but there's there's a chance you can win a trophy, and then slowly you can build.
But what does that
towards
trophy mean?
It's just it's a silver. It's just
for example,
because when you look at the State of Origin Shield, that is the best state out of the two states. When you look at the NRL Telstra Premiership, that is the best team out of the whole season. When someone wins that trophy you're talking about, what does that prove?
And
it's
what
just
you
a bit of
on
success
that?
in the just being like
for
success
example,
and silver to the team.
Man United currently 15th or to 14th in the Premier League. They're terrible, but they're in this other competition called the Europa League. Now they could win that, and it progresses them to another tournament. So my point is, a team can have a bad season, but if they win that trophy, it just brings joy to the fans, and it just gives them that light at the end of the tunnel and allows them to push on for the next year. It's just something small that it can. Yes, the season's been poor, but it's some sort of achievement throughout the season.
I don't know. I'd actually get sad if I win one of those.
I know trust me, you won't. Trust me,
I think I would.
Because you're not used to that sort of that.
Once
it's such a good moment.
Once it's a tournament between 17 teams, knockout stages as well.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 you're out.
Because you're saying if you're in a final, you're not going to enjoy that.
You're going to be
moment.
pumped.
You're going to be
for that
pumped.
final.
Yeah,
I
know where you're coming from.
Look,
I know.
But I want to watch the grand final.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a small cup final. That
50
means Jack and it's forgotten, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's not forgotten. It's a trophy.
But think about when for example, we'll be 15th. We're playing shit, but we beat one of the top dogs. And how crazy are we going?
Yeah, I know.
We're going nuts. So if there was a trophy, we're doing bad, but we're in a final of a cup final, and we win that. How much joy that's going to bring. Belmore's going to be buzzing.
Look,
I know it's something, but it's something else. I think if they could work around it, who knows? I'd really like a cup competition.
Look, I'm not taking anyone's opinions or their interests, whatever. But I'm just saying, I'm 50 unsure and 50 agree. But 50, it's confusing. But the thing is, the biggest question mark: where are you going to put that? Where are you going to place it? Like, are you going to put it towards the end of the season?
No, you can do it
or before the trials.
Think about it.
Where are you going to put it?
There's 17 teams. What they can do is the team that finishes last has no participation in the year after. They have 16
but
teams.
It's going to work. But that's the thing.
They can find a way. If it's 8, so they have the table, the system, the format. 8 teams on that side, 8 teams on that side. It's like a round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then finals.
The winner wins a big
winner. Wins a big prize.
Look, I know, but I don't know where you can fit. Look, I don't know where you can fit it in, but it's just
fit out your house, guys.
Yeah, fit at my house.
But
I'm just saying, you know what, bro? It's frustrating, confusing. Maybe let the fans decide.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it. Let the fans decide.
What you guys think? Should there be a club cup competition for the NRL just to bring a bit of success?
But
for
let
the
the
team?
NRL prove it. That's the thing. If they're going to agree on it or not.
Hello, you just said
no, I'm just saying, but let the fans decide and see what happens.
Off camera,
that's what I'm doing, but
you're
interrupting me.
I don't know.
But yeah, Anthony said it. Just drop down your comments. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
Yeah.
Anyways, I think, guys, that's a wrap to the Between the Sticks podcast. Make sure if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe.